Hi, my name is Amy Laco, and I've been asked by Reverend Keith Mozingo to say something about the Day of Remembrance. What the Day of Remembrance is to me is the day we remember our dead, the people who have been killed violently just because they're transgendered. This figure has gone up a lot this year. There's been about 60 people killed this year. It's a good 50% or more of what was killed last year. And so this figure is going up all of the time. So what this means to me is that my thoughts and my feelings go out to the families and the loved ones and the friends of all of those people who were murdered this year because they were transgendered. And I would just like to send out my prayers to their family and their loved ones and to say that I'm really sorry that this prejudice exists in our society, and we will do everything we can at FMCC to try and mitigate that and to bring that figure down. That's what I think of the Day of Remembrance. That's it.
Hello, beloved Founders MCC. This is Lady Francesca Schumann coming to you live from Columbus, Ohio. I'm certain you've heard we are under attack here in Columbus, Ohio, with the laws, um, politicians that have been voted into office here. And I would like to personally ask you and tell you Transgender Day of Remembrance is very personal to me because I am a transgender woman living with HIV due to an act of violence. I'm also a trans woman who has survived attacks for refusing to do a sexual act, then was stabbed in my head 15 times back in 2001. So I want you to know it is personal and I need you to join us and please come alongside us, help us heal, help us love again. And I'm counting on you, folks, to help us. Join us.
We transgender folks are one of several sets of people who garner a negative judgment response from those who have been taught to have hatred for others. A normal hate response may last a minute or less, such as being cut off on the freeway. Jesus had said to us, "Be angry and sin not." Again, Jesus taught us to love God with all our heart, mind, and soul, and our neighbors as ourselves. This is the crux of the New Testament message. All the other commandments pivot off of the love thy neighbor message. Over the years, I have been told by people walking by that God made people male and female only, and that God doesn't like us LGBT people. To which I tell them in a friendly manner that it was St. Philip who baptized a eunuch into the church. Surprisingly enough, this calm response tends to be just what they needed to hear. I wonder if the LGBT Christians have what it takes to speak up to an often hostile world. For those who have used us for scapegoating purposes to redirect blame off of themselves, or admire those who get away with the larger sins which actually affect others around them, we offer a calm reasoning and a gentle response which may be more easily acceptable to one's ego. Try it on for size, see if you like it.
Hi, I'm Shelley Lynn. It is hard to express myself without tears and without falling apart. But I want to say that we need to stand with our sisters and brothers who have fallen. We need to remember them all the time. There have been far too many that have died over the years, known and unknown, named and unfound. We can't live with this. We must continue to stand, to walk out among them, and to continue to teach what we can about us.
Friends, our Transgender Day of Remembrance highlights the steadily increasing number of murders in our transgender and gender non-conforming communities. Tragically, U.S. profiles this year amounted to 70 deaths, including 12 suicides. Note the majority were under 30 years of age. A large survey has found that 20% of LGBTQ youth have attempted suicide. Included in this, suicides in transgender and gender non-conforming communities are the highest, 30% for female youth and 50% for male youth. It therefore seems tragic that some churches and political leaders are expanding their victimization of trans youth. Did you know that 168 anti-trans bills were introduced at the state level this year? These are designed to limit access to health care, bathrooms, and sports. Some bills are already in law, notably in Alabama, Arkansas, Mississippi, South Dakota, and Tennessee. Such callous political games stigmatize our youth, making them even more vulnerable to school bullying and predators. And remember that school bullies grow up to be adults. Today we call out these deliberate attacks on transgender rights. Why is this victimization even permitted? Why do elected leaders get away with this? Likely it's because surveys show fully 68% of Americans say they don't know any transgendered people. Amazingly, this poll includes parents and teachers. So this is why Transgender Day of Remembrance is so very important. To remind family, friends, allies, educators, and media celebrities alike, and us, they all have important roles in supporting our youth. Churches like Founders MCC continue to demand justice and inclusion for all. No one should be left behind.